If I was negotiating with Putin, I wouldn't be like, hey, where do you want to put it, Vladimir? Right here? I'll just bend over. What should I do, Vladimir? I'm the president of the world's most powerful country. Vladimir, tell me more what I should do. Oh, you're going to be late? That's okay, Vladimir. All right, I want to get into this. I want to get into what's happening over in Russia and Ukraine today. First of all, Trump is supposed to be negotiating with Putin today. Here's what happened. Now, this is in Russian, but basically what happened, I'll turn it off. I'll turn it down a little here. This is Putin's dude, and he's like, hey, we got to go. We got to meet with Trump. Our meeting with Trump is here. And he's just talking to like a group of business owners, a bunch of oligarchs. And watch his response when told, you got to go meet with Trump. Yeah, he can wait. He's a fucking joke. He's a joke to them. They know that they own him. Putin's just doing this meeting in front of oligarchs, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck that guy. He can wait." They love that Donald Trump is president. By the way, why do you think for any Republican here, I've yet to hear somebody explain this to me. If Trump is who Vladimir Putin's afraid of, if Trump's so good at negotiating with Vladimir Putin, then why does Putin, who wants Ukraine, want Trump as president? Why were they so excited to get Trump back in office? So that he'd be hard on him? They have a kink. Like, I like it when Trump treats us tough. No, it's because he's a pushover. It's because they're going to get whatever they want. We've got a problem already. Like, this administration needs to tighten the fuck up. Remember, they represent all of us, and they can't even get their messaging straight. The press secretary yesterday said that they were on the 10th yard line of peace, that they were close to a peace agreement and Trump would get it all nailed down today. Rubio said, well, I don't think there's been movement to our satisfaction from anybody. I think what we have seen is that we're closer. We're not close to peace. I mean, I think there's a lot of work to be done, but we're closer than we were 2 weeks ago. We're closer than we were 6 months ago. This war is going on 3 years, and the president wants it to end. I think everyone should agree that this war needs to end. And the question is, how do you end it in a way that doesn't restart again? So the plan basically was, can we get these guys to stop shooting at each other and sit down and have a negotiation over how to end this permanently? That's been the president's goal. Which, by the way, if you remember, he was supposed to do that on day one. And again, you guys either believed him, and he lied to you and you're cool with it, or you knew he was lying and now I've got questions on why you think he was lying. Why did he say that? If you knew he couldn't get it done, then why didn't you just ask him to tell the truth? Why didn't you say something like, hey dude, how long do you think it'll really take? There's too many of us in this country who are cool, which is like waiting for Trump to tell us, I'll tell you guys when it happens, just trust me. And you're like, okay, we trust you. There we go. This is a tweet that went out. You don't need to see it. I don't think you can even see it. It's too small, so I'll just read it to you. But one of the reddest of red lines. This is from Christopher Miller. One of the reddest of red lines for Ukraine in negotiations on ending Russia's war is the formal recognition of any Ukrainian territory as being Russian. If this were to be part of Trump's plan, the Ukrainians would not go for it. So we're at this weird sticking point, which, again, the only way to make this work is for Trump to engage and say, like, oh, the Ukrainians, like, you can't take Ukrainian land. You can't just invade Ukraine and then leave and you get part of their land. Trump's been pushing misinformation about Crimea being Russian because many residents speak Russian since 2016. See his comments to ABC News, in which he inaccurately claims Ukrainian citizens in Crimea want to be ruled by Russia. Moreover, U.S. recognition of Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula as Russian after the Kremlin's invasion and forced annexation in 2014 would alter decades of U.S. foreign policy, rupture the post-World War II security order, set a dangerous precedent, and show other authoritarian regimes that they can change their borders by force with impunity. Now, just a reminder that Trump loves talking tough. Trump's literally bombing the shit out of the Middle East right now. He's threatening daily the Hamas. But what he won't ever do is talk tough to Putin. And it's not because Putin has a better military. It's not because Putin would win a war against us, because he wouldn't. We would absolutely win, and he wouldn't even go to war with us. It's because he thinks Putin's his friend. He makes money from Putin. Putin helps him get elected, and Putin helps him stay corrupt. You argue that all you want, but what's a better explanation for why Trump is such a pussy when it comes to Putin? How come every time Trump shows up for Putin, like, he's sitting there? What do you think would have happened if Zelensky would have been having a meeting with some oligarchs. And Trump showed up for the visit, and there was a clip of Zelensky saying, "Yeah, make him wait." You guys would lose your fucking minds. JD Vance would say, "We're going to war with Ukraine right now." We might actually go to war with Ukraine if Zelensky had the audacity to make Donald Trump wait and say, he can wait. You guys would absolutely fucking lose it. You lost it when he had the audacity to say that Ukraine is a sovereign country and that Russia invaded them. And you guys are like, I can't believe he said that in the White House. You can't believe he told the story of how his country was invaded in the White House. Remember, that's what you guys got mad at. You guys were mad. It was disrespectful that he brought up the fact that the Russians were invading, and that doesn't go along with the narrative that the White House wants, where it's a war between two countries, and we're not going to call one of them the invader. You would lose it. Why are all of you guys such bitches when it comes to Putin? Every one of you guys, like, stop it. Toughen the fuck up. Why are you afraid of this 5'7", 70-year-old? Why are you guys all like, you're all cucked to Putin? All of you? You should demand better from your president. I don't know why he's afraid of Vladimir Putin. He's such a bitch. Here's what's going to happen. Here's H.R. McMaster explaining exactly how this is going to roll out, exactly what Putin's going to do. And for anybody here who thinks H.R. McMaster's lying, this is live, so I'm assuming some of these negotiations are happening. I'll apologize to all of you tomorrow if this isn't exactly what happens.
Some of the demands on behalf of Putin are here. Ukraine will not mobilize soldiers. Ukraine will not train soldiers. Ukraine will not receive foreign aid. And a lot of that foreign aid has to do with the demand that he'll make that there will be no arms shipments into Ukraine during this 30.
So during a 30-day ceasefire, the country that he invaded is not allowed, this is what he wants, to mobilize soldiers. So they can't even move them around. You got to stay put. Can't train your soldiers. No exercising, nothing. And you can't get any foreign aid. All three of those are a no. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe if you're saying you can't mobilize them into more strategic positions, sure. I can understand that. This is insane. This guy's in their fucking country. The only reason he has any leverage at all is because Trump is a pussy. That's it. Trump won't stand up to him, and he knows it, and that's his leverage. If Trump stood up to him, if Trump had any courage at all, if he wasn't completely owned by Putin and he stood up to Putin, Putin wouldn't have any leverage for any of this. Putin's leverage is Trump in this negotiation. So I'd appreciate if Republicans stop pretending like, Putin has leverage because he's going to win the war. Why is it taking so long? Putin has leverage because he knows Trump will agree with him.
No arms shipments into Ukraine during this 30-day period. Will this fly? Can it fly?
Hey, Bill, no, it can't fly, but this is typical of Putin. What he's really going to try to do, I think, and what he's been trying to do, is try to get President Trump and the United States to accept a deal that is unacceptable to the Ukrainians, and then try to turn the United States not only against Ukraine, but against Europe, because really what Putin wants to do is break apart the NATO alliance, break apart the transatlantic alliance, and be able to continue his broad effort, not just in Ukraine, but his broad effort to restore Russia to national greatness, essentially restore the Russian Empire. And so he's hoping for some kind of a power dividing relationship with the United States. And what he's expecting, and I don't think he's
disrupted. Look at you fucking cucks. You guys are quick to forget that Trump did everything he could to piss off Vladimir Putin. Oh, yeah? What did he do to piss off Vladimir Putin? Remember when Trump said Vladimir Putin didn't invade or didn't interfere in our elections? Remember that? What did he do to piss off Vladimir Putin? Remember when he just let him stay in Crimea? He didn't do shit about that. Remember when he started floating the idea that Crimea should be Russia's? Do you remember that? Do you remember who was Donald Trump's number one enemy his first term? It was Ukraine. You don't remember Donald Trump trying to shake down the Ukrainian government for dirt on Hillary Clinton? And then after they found out about that, then it was like it was all out attack on Ukraine. Then you guys started lying about like Nazis in the Ukrainian military. Like, the whole Ukrainian military, the Azov battalion's full of Nazis. No, it's not. There's some. There's way more Nazis in Russia. Again, Russia, the invader. You guys, I don't know. I don't think you guys know what toughness is. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe none of you understand any of this. I think that's probably the problem. Vladimir Putin invaded another country. Why are you siding with him? He's in another country. It's not his country.
He's going to get it, but he wants President Trump
Okay, tough
to
guy.
help him up off the map.
Look, I'm tougher than Trump. I'm not a tough guy. I'm tougher than Trump. If I was negotiating with Putin, I wouldn't be like, hey, where do you want to put it, Vladimir? Right here? I'll just bend over. What should I do, Vladimir? I'm the president of the world's most powerful country. Vladimir, tell me more what I should do. Oh, you're going to be late? That's okay, Vladimir. I'm not tough. I'm a hell of a lot tougher than the guy who dodged the draft, who's never been in a fight in his life, who talks tough and has his security fight all of his fights, who sues everybody who says anything about him that's wrong, who would never sit up here and do what I do. You think Donald Trump could sit up here and debate people? Are you out of your fucking mind? He is one of the most prestigious cowards ever to live. Every part of his life has been cowardice. He was a spoon-fed titty milk boy who had to be sent to boarding school because everybody kept making fun of him because he was a fucking idiot and he had rage problems, and his dad didn't hug him, and then his dad handed him $300 million and he fucked that all up, and then he even had to in his dad's like dying years, he had to trick his dad into signing the company over for him so he could go get shitty loans that he wound up not repaying and bankrupting. Then he had to have his dad try and bail him out of his casino bankruptcies, and that didn't work, so his dad just lost money there. And then he had a show that he didn't make, and then he's like, now I'm a TV actor. He's the most thin-skinned baby back bitch that has ever been famous. I don't know if there is a less tough guy that has ever existed. He is an absolute coward. He's out there yesterday while he's bombing the shit out of countries, bragging about a club championship that he cheats to win every single time and then tweets about it. He literally doesn't putt out. He shanks chips. He cheats on everything. He cheats on his taxes, his spouse, his golf. He cheats on campaign finance. He's running 2 pump and dump schemes right now. He's running a fucking Ponzi scheme with Donald Trump media. There has never been a bigger pussy that I've ever seen. And again, I'm not tough. I'm not tough either. But good Lord, is Donald Trump not tough. I don't want to do debates with the Republicans because they're going to say mean things to me. Yesterday, somebody asked him a tough question. Where are you from? NBC News? Yeah, I knew you guys were going to ask something like that. I'm not talking to NBC News anymore. He is an unbelievable coward. He's the biggest coward that has ever risen to power in this country. So call me soft all you want, but not compared to that spoon-fed baby shit soft goon. None of that. He's over there licking Vladimir Putin's butthole right now, and you're like, oh, this is amazing.
Because he's put himself and he's put his...
Yeah, I'll be liable for what I say, John. I back up all of that. Sue me. Sue me. That's all public information. You don't know that Trump blew his dad's fortune? You don't know that he bankrupted all his casinos? You don't know that he was bailed out by NBC? You don't know about that? You don't know how he was losing all his money before he was president? He ran for president, and then he had all these people funnel money into his companies? You don't know about that? It's not my fault that you're dumb. Stop worshiping shitty people.
Country in an extremely weak position.
Thank you. I'll apologize tomorrow. Tomorrow when it comes out, let's see. Let's check Twitter right now. Has Trump had his negotiation yet? Have they made any announcements yet? I don't see anything yet. I don't think we have any details from the Trump-Putin meeting yet. Here's the concessions to Putin, as reported by Michael McFaul. Ukraine can't join NATO. Ooh, big tough guy. Ukraine must give up territory to Russia. Ooh, big tough guy. No new military aid. U.S. forces will not participate in peacekeeping mission, cutting USAID assistance for Ukraine and for Russian civil society and independent media operating in exile, restoring diplomatic relations with Moscow, voting with Russia, Belarus, North Korea, and a handful of other rogue autocracies at the UN on a resolution condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Trump did not face down half the country. He wouldn't even show up for debates. You guys, look at this. Look at this. Where was that? I got to go back to that. Where was that? He's so tough. You're making me laugh. You guys think he's tough. When has he been tough ever? All right, yeah. So he totally capitulated to Putin and gave him more than he wanted. Amazing. Amazing.